Hi guys, and welcome back to the IEM Katowice tournament 2024 held in Poland, as we have a very interesting all-Canadian engagement this time, as we have spawning here in the upper left part in the red it is SCARLETT, and her opponent spawning here in the lower right in the blue it is Trigger, who is also from Canadian, playing for the clan Basilisk, a very known clan, as also SERRAL, I believe, is a member from this clan. So very soon, once again, we're going to be checking the build order. We already see a pylon here for Trigger, and we also see a very early scout for him. Perhaps he's going to try to be very annoying versus SCARLETT. And yeah, let's just check SCARLETT's base really soon. I believe she's saving for a fast expansion. Could be, of course, a spawning pool into gas first. We're about to find out very soon what exactly their build order is. There we have the pylon with gateway, and in comes the probe, who is trying, of course, to block the first expansion point, but SCARLETT reacting very fast and goes for her other expansion. So very nice move out here by Trigger. Very annoying, of course, against the Zerg. The Zerg is losing a couple of seconds, but that's okay. And we have actually gas first now for SCARLETT. Should be followed up very soon by the spawning pool. Yes, there it is. So yeah, very interesting early game here. Very fast move out here by Trigger. And let's have a look exactly what is going to happen, what exactly the buildings are going to be. We see the fast expansion also here for Trigger, so he saw, of course, that SCARLETT went for that fast expansion. He also saw the timing from the spawning pool, so it's not going to be an early rush. This, of course, will allow him to go for his fast expansion, also create a build up here as he's going into a cybernetics core. So we might see some stalkers, we might see some adepts, we could be seeing some roaches, some zerglings, even banelings could be a possibility. We also saw SCARLETT going mass hydra, so this could also be a possibility for her. Quite an interesting move with mass hydralisk versus a Terran or a Protoss. Now let's have a look. The timer is closing in here towards the second expansion from SCARLETT. She should be sending out a drone very soon, and yes, indeed, there it is, as the first zerglings are also getting produced. Speed is getting produced. You can see, of course, the production tab in the upper left part, just in case I am missing something. So yeah, let's have a look what else is getting built here. A starport, so we could be seeing some harassment here by the Protoss with some flying units versus the drones from SCARLETT. So yeah, very soon she's indeed taking her second expansion, and I believe she's going to focus very likely into those zerglings with banelings. We might see some harassment by her as well, but yeah, currently it's pretty standard stuff. We actually see some adept, so it is indeed going to be adept gameplay here by Trigger. We could be seeing a subtle gameplay here by him as well, just to harass the mineral line from the Zerg very soon. Could be also mass adept into the expansion points, trying to hurt the expansion, the economy from SCARLETT as much as he can. So currently it's adepts. We have also nice vision here for SCARLETT with the Overlord. The Queens are ready to defend. Zerglings are also ready here, as two adepts might face him here, but no, I believe Trigger is going to wait for many more units to arrive, as he has also shut down here the entrance. And yeah, let's have a look what the next moves are going to be. Perhaps SCARLETT is going to be taking her third expansion very soon. I don't see a tier 2 upgrade yet by her. So yeah, the pretty standard stuff. The Queens are, of course, ready to defend. Hold on, we actually have a counter with some zerglings, but just one probe and one pylon. It's getting cancelled, so a nice move by her, but this will, of course, give the adepts the time to shade in here. It's just one, actually two Queens, and he's actually taking that point, and he's actually shading in and also taking out already two drones, and even the Oracle is here. So SCARLETT early on, after taking some serious economic damage, 7 drones have already been killed. Only 2 adepts have been sacrificed for this. Quite a nice move out here by Trigger, killing so much of the economy from SCARLETT. So SCARLETT has, of course, to react. She's sending out her Zergling. She might try to take out some units here, but the Oracle is here to defend, and also adepts are also nicely here ready to defend. You can see the worker count, pretty much the same worker count for both players, as still Oracles are roaming around. We don't see a spore here for SCARLETT, just Queens, mass Queens for her, as we also have an evolution chamber. So just Queens to defend, and just some counterattacks with some Zerglings versus the second expansion also here for the Protoss. So yeah, quite an interesting harassment here by Trigger. Going to try, of course, to kill as many drones as possible, but there's so many queens out. At the same time, once again, he's moving out with 5 adepts. So once again, he's going to very likely focus his energy, his units onto the expansion point. There's the other oracle, but very low, as one creep egg has been snapped. So let's have a look if he's going to shade in once again to deal some damage. But this time, Scarlet is ready. And more of those Protoss reinforcements are pouring in here forward as he's snapping more and more of those creep eggs on the ground. So pretty good stuff. It's still only queens with Zerglings for Scarlet. 3 oracles now in the air, but sadly the adepts from Trigger are now getting surrounded. So very good move here by Scarlet, being able to take down those adepts. And with this, I believe the harassment has pretty much stopped here for the Protoss, as Scarlet is now pretty much in control. Trigger, sadly for him, with some big mistakes, big micro mistakes, as now Scarlet might try to take out some units here, but there are Stalkers, there are Oracles in the air, so she needs to perhaps transition into some units. Like I told you, Roaches, Ravagers, or even Hydralisk with Lurkers could be a good possibility for her. So let's have a look. Currently she's just taking her 3rd base, so nice around by her. With that, she knows, of course, that her harassment is pretty much going to end. But we do see a nice build order here from Trigger, as he has pretty much blocked the entrance here versus the Zerglings on the ground. As we also have a many dancing probes here into this location. Yeah, but so Scarlet will of course sacrifice some of those Zerglings, perhaps to buy her economy more and more time to develop, as some oracles are still roaming around. There's a Baneling's Nest. Let's check the main. There is that tier 2 layer, and still Scarlet roaming around the map. Very soon she is very likely, or she has to transition into some other units. Either that, or she's going mass banings with Zerglings, but no, there's that Roach Warrant. So very soon I believe we're going to be seeing a transition by Scarlet into those Roaches, into the Ravagers. There is no Hydralisk then yet. And yeah, her economy looking really strong with 80 workers. Trigger tried, of course, had a good start. He tried, of course, to snap as many drones as possible, but right now things have stabilized, especially here for Scarlet, as she's making more and more of those workers. But hold on, at the same time the Protoss actually takes his 3rd base here as well. So if this continues, of course the Protoss will have the upper hand. Therefore Scarlet has to do something to stop this economic advantage here by the Protoss, as she's moving out with the Zerglings to snipe the rocks. And even an Overseer is moving out, so we might see a Night Swarm. Could be a possibility here for Scarlet. Of course, Psionic Storm is getting researched. We even see a Spire, so we might see some Mutalisk very soon by her. So it could be Roaches with Mutalisk. Quite interesting stuff by her, as very soon I believe indeed a major attack is going to happen here, as the Zerglings are moving forward, backed up by the Roaches. At the same time, Protoss tries, of course, a good flank against those reinforcements. He's able to snap some units, but now there's just so many Zerg units, and once again it could be a surround. But hold on, we have a nice stasis field now versus all of those Zerglings. A great catch. Nice trap here by the Protoss versus all of those Zerglings. And yet another stasis trap gets a pretty good connection against 2, but this field right here, getting so many Zerglings out of the game. Very nicely done here by the Protoss, by Trigger. So let's have a look what is going to happen next, as the Zerglings and Roaches once again move out. I believe Scarlet is going to target the newly established bases from this location, but she needs those Banelings really soon, as so much splash damage is needed against those units. So Zerglings are pouring in. Not that many Roaches for her. She does have the high ground here. She needs to be careful, as there's Psionic Storm coming in and a Warp Prism here as well, just to micro. And yeah, finally we do have many Banelings for her, so she's rolling forward. The Zerglings are in the front, nicely cancelling this one stasis trap. There's a nice wall of here being prepared, but the Banelings are rolling forward at the same time. Great Psionic Storm here. However, the real damage is of course happening here with those Banelings. 6 probes have been killed. The Stalkers will of course take care of the Roaches, as the Banelings just keep on rolling forward. So Trigger has to micro a lot. But once again, the economy is suffering here from Trigger. Scarlet doing exactly what she has to do. She sniped so many workers. 29 13 workers all getting taken out here by Scarlet. So nice move. Of course she will sacrifice those units, but in the end it's all worth it, as even the Nexus has fallen here. And she just keeps on sending more and more of those waves of Zerglings and Roaches. And finally a good stasis trap. Once again the Immortal is pretty much getting surrounded here by those Zerglings. But yeah, he's able to hold this expansion However, at what cost? He has dropped 249 workers, as even some Zerglings have made it here forward into this location, sniping some of those drones. Oops, sorry. So yeah, let's have a look. The units will get very likely surrounded. Nice blinking forward. We even have Nucleus now in the air. Just Zerglings with roaches, no Ravagers. Interesting strategy here by SCARLETT as she keeps on sending wave after wave, and you can clearly see on the minimap how many Zerglings are joining the attack with the Mutilus also flying here in the air. I believe she could snipe this one next, so great stuff once again. 13 workers have been killed, and of course Trigger realizes that there would have been no comeback, so he's GGing out. Let's just go straight into game number 2. And yeah, maybe you saw all of those games. Those were all games from the Katowice IEM tournament 2024. I'm going to be trying to cast all of the games, all the major good games here onto this channel. Now let's get back to this game. We have in the upper right, in the red, it is SCARLETT, and her opponent in the lower left, in the blue, it is Trigger. So yeah, very nice game here by SCARLETT. Game number 1 just keeps on sending out wave after wave of Zerglings. And let's not forget that those banings really got some great connections against the economy from Trigger. So yeah, sadly for Trigger, a little bit of a slow reaction as the bases, the expansion, taken very much damage out of those paintings, splash damage. Let's see if in game number 2 anything is going to change, as we see now a different, actually the same build order here for the Protoss once again, preparing a wall off. Let's see if he's going to be going adepts once again, or is he going to try to go for stalkers, or maybe some more tankier unit, maybe more immortals, maybe some colossi would be a good idea, as SCARLETT goes straight for a fast expansion. This time Trigger with not a fast move out with his probe, and yeah, slowly but steadily he's closing in towards the base from SCARLETT. It's also doing a gas. We have the production tab in the upper left part, scouting for some hatcheries here, and yeah, SCARLETT looking like pretty much in the same game number 1, gas into spawning pool. And there's her expansion. So I believe she's going to very likely try the same build order with Zerglings, with Banelings looking really strong. Or is she going for a surprise, for some high risk with some lurkers? It's very unlikely, but yeah, we're about to find out what exactly her plans are. As let's just check. The Protoss actually pretty much the same build order. There's the cybernetic score, and yeah, the question is of course if he's going for those immortals, sorry, adepts and stalkers. Yeah, we're about to find out. He just needs to be more careful into microing his units, and perhaps he's going to be trying to harass a little bit SCARLETT more with those oracles. They were doing a pretty good job. A prism could also be a nice idea into warping in some units, some zealots with speed legs. And let's see, SCARLETT should be taking her second expansion very soon. Yeah, we are also about to find out what's going to happen. Pretty standard stuff here by both players. No early harassment, no intention into rushing each other. Both players pretty much preparing their macro oriented game. So yeah, should be a Stargate. So yeah, we pretty much have the same stuff, just like in game number 1, just like in any Zerg versus Protoss. Pretty much the same. Let's see, there's the expansion point. The probe tries of course to buy some time, but yeah, it's getting chased away by the Zerglings. So yeah, SCARLETT with her queens out spreading the creep, and yeah, just preparing a little bit of a defensive gameplay. However, we saw how deadly her middle game can be, especially around the 7 to 8 minute mark when the first wave of the Zerg is attacking the Protoss. So yeah, very deadly with especially those banelings, and the Zerglings also, he tried into the game to deal as much damage as possible. Trigger did a great job defending and harassing, but in the end the economy from SCARLETT was way too strong, and also those queens with the injections of eggs made it possible to just keep on sending so many waves of units. Now let's just see what she's going to be doing now. Spreading that queen, like I told you, speed is about to get finished for those Zerglings, so she might try to a first attempt into harassing the expansion point from the Protoss very soon. And she very likely is going to try to move here forward onto the map. One adept once again here for Trigger. Is he going into mass adepts? It could be a possibility. Mass adepts with glaives, very deadly early on, rushing the Zerg, just attacking the expansion points here. And we even have a oracle now out, so pretty much like in a game. We have the same build order and the same stuff happening here for Trigger. So let's see how SCARLETT is going to react. The second Oracle is pushing here forward. No adapts this time, so we saw how he lost those adapts earlier. Now he's just very likely going to try to inflict damage, economic damage towards the bases from SCARLETT. But there is a spore into this location, so she should be fine. Maybe one drone or two, actually 3 drones have been sniped, but the Oracle is also taking quite some damage. So yeah, good stuff here by Trigger, almost losing the Oracle, but in the end 3 drones. We see the second move out here by the Oracle, who also has already 2 kills. So this could have been Zerglings, of course. He might snipe those 2 drones, because indeed that is going to be his target. So nice stuff, Trigger early on with a great harassment. 5 drones, no Oracles have been lost, as the third Oracle indeed is moving out for him. So he might try to attack this main. Yeah, we're about to find out. This could also be a target, but there are 3 queens, so very hard for him to attack. At the same time, he's also establishing a new base with adapts pushing out. Zerglings see this, of course, so very strong push. And SCARLETT also taking her gold base, so this might be the next attack point from the Protoss as he's moving out, or he's just going to try to snipe as many eggs as possible. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen here and how SCARLETT is going to react into this harassment with adapts, with 3 Oracles in the air, 1 pretty much hurt. But economic damage is once again being taken here by SCARLETT as she's losing another adapt. So yeah, she has please excuse me, so many queens on the ground. And yeah, she's ready to defend, and very soon we might see once again a transition into mass Zerglings with banings and roaches very soon. Or is it going to be, no, actually we see the roach warrant here, so very likely very soon we're going to be seeing some harassment by SCARLETT into the expansion point here from Trigger. She's also clearing these nice debris just to create more space towards her units. And yeah, the Oracles are trying, of course, to snipe as much as they can. See 4 kills here and 0 kills here, and 1 Oracle pretty much being taken out. So still a good game for both players. The Protoss also nicely expanding onto the map. I believe he's going to transition into mass gateway units very soon, so we could see some zealots this time with speed legs. Let's see mass stalkers very soon by him. And we even have a robotics facility base, so the Immortal is going to be out very soon. However, he needs some reinforcements here to hold the line. And yeah, just SCARLETT slowly but steadily trying to harass a little bit the Protoss, but it's just too much. She's going to try to force some units to stay back with those Zerglings, just to allow her macro game to kick in, just like it did in game number 1. So we actually have Ravagers now, so massive amounts of Ravagers with roaches this time. Some Zerglings are also on the ground, but I don't see any banings for her, so she's very likely going to try to attack perhaps the newly established base into this location. At the same time, we have mass stalkers with Oracles for the Protoss. Queens are here ready to defend. Nice fireballs by the Ravagers, and yes, some even catch their own units. At the same time, we see a nice move out here. I believe Link hasn't been done yet here for the Protoss. We do have a counter attack here with some roaches for SCARLETT heading straight into the main entrance, so some reinforcements might get snapped. We might see some banelings here by her very soon. And the great stasis traps only catching 1 roach, as yeah, SCARLETT nicely buying time. Her forces are now moving out. There are no banelings, but still it's going to be very deadly as the floodgates have been opened. However, the reinforcements are here, but the roaches are ready to attack. Trigger has to teleport back into defending the base. At the same time, some forces are getting caught off guard. And good stasis traps here by the Protoss, catching all of those units. But at the same time, she keeps on sending out now once again wave after wave. You can see it on the minimap. Even some overlords are in the air just to give cover, and just to show strength and presence here for the Zerg army. They might try to vomit onto the ground just to create more creep, just to allow... Yeah, yes, indeed, they are vomiting here with some feces on the ground. So let's have a look what's going to happen here as more and more units are taking damage here by Trigger. Lots and lots. There is sort of a highway of creep here being created, but Trigger taking so much damage all of a sudden. Those roaches, I believe, made it here forward, being bored, so pretty much caught me off guard. So once again, SCARLETT with a great move, just dealing once again so much damage towards the economy from the opponent, nicely killing 24 And yeah, 24 probes, so Trigger caught off guard, even caught me off guard, so nice stuff here by SCARLETT. I believe if you can watch the replay again, we would see exactly that happened. I believe they were buried under the ground, they made their way forward, and even some units are now into this location, killing more and more of the economy from Trigger, so Trigger pretty much under siege. Such a bad situation, such a hard situation for him, but he's still holding on. 3 pegs are getting spreaded here, the Nexus is taking some damage, same time this Nexus here as well, the Trigger is pretty much falling apart, so much damage is being taken here by him, as once again the macro game by SCARLETT is showing her strengths. 37, 38, almost 40 probes have been killed here for Trigger, as the harassment sadly for him didn't work out, and I believe he's going to GG out perhaps very soon. This Nexus has fallen, this Nexus also pretty much under creep siege. And yeah, the floodgates will be open very soon, and the SCD, there it is, there's the GG, so SCARLETT nicely taking this game, so congratulations for her, killing a very skilled Protoss player from the clan Basilisk. Yeah, only 34 walkers have been left for him, so very nice strategic gameplay here for SCARLETT, and it worked out in game number 1 with Banelings, and this time in game number 2 with Roaches, Ravagers, pretty much massing those units. Sadly for Trigger, his harassment didn't work out. The Stalkers were pretty good, pretty strong, but there was too much time here for SCARLETT, as she was able to take this series nicely 2-0. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Tommy signing out.